Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? So we have come to this at this stage, uh, and again, I've said it before, and I do think they probably should have done this instead of asking only Irish citizens to take in people from God knows where. Let's be fair. A lot of them are not from Ukraine. Some are from Ukraine. We have to be honest there, but some aren't. There's some people turning up single men that are not from Ukraine and they claim to be from Ukraine, but definitely are not from Ukraine. Uh, and there's no way, there's basically no documents being asked or anything to be done. In my case, in my opinion, and what the evidence I'm seeing at the moment, the evidence that I'm seeing that there's nobody checking anything. Basically, they're just walking in off planes, and nobody knows where they're coming from and why they're here. And obviously, we know why they're here, um, but yeah. So obviously, people have heard the news that they talked about using the president's house. There was a nuclear one up in the Phoenix Park. There are 92 bedrooms in it, and obviously I said before they should probably put them into every politician's house, and every the president's house, and obviously the Taoiseach's place and all that, everything like that. Obviously they say the Taoiseach has so called refugee with him, but really does he? What evidence do we have that he does? But he expects everybody in the country basically to give up every house to do it. And again, the point I'm making here, even though Michael Higgins should, because obviously he's always going on about, oh, we should help this, help this person. But again, he's sitting in a big house in the Phoenix Park, and he's sipping on his champagne, and he's doing nothing as a champagne socialist. Equality, workers' rights, and things like that. And not a hate about it, because you don't see him actually going and doing something about something or donating huge sums of money to help. You don't see that. I never see it. He's on $500,000 a year. You think he would say, I not take that money. I give it towards the workers, to the workers. I'll be able to, the expression of wealth and all that crack. But my point is here, sorry it took a bit too long, but my point is we're a sad country now, if we have to come to that we have to put them into all public buildings. Because again, let's be fair, if they're going to put them into the president's house, into the office, they're going to put it into every public building, so every library in the country, probably every fire station, they probably nearly take everybody out that's dying in hospitals, and on hospital trolleys and stuff, and put in people. Because let's be fair, they will use every public building. It's going that way now. That we're just taking in so many people. And again, it's not far right, it's not racist, it's not all that. It's just genuinely we have to face reality that we're only a small country of barely 5 million people. And as you know, at the moment, I don't have to explain to everyone that there's so many people homeless. You try and get a house at the moment. Let's try and find a house to rent anywhere in the country. I would say good luck to you, because if you could find one for love or money, if you found one, it'd be about 3,000, maybe 2,000 a week, not a month, a week to pay, because it's that high demand, and obviously demand is being pushed up now by people coming into the country, and it's too much on everything. It's far too much strain on a small country like us to take in. And again, I think somebody done the maths there one day in RT. That'd be like putting 12 million people into the United States that's coming at the moment here. In terms of our population, the people who are taking in over 100,000 at this stage, to be totally honest with you. That's like putting 12 million into the United States in terms of that. So, near enough, in terms of the Irish population. So, because obviously we only have about barely 5 million people. The United States is 126 million or something like that. And that's like just turning up now at the moment, 12 million people in the United States border. Um, so, we have to face reality that we simply cannot do it forever. We can't, and again, we wish we could. I wish we could help everybody bring peace to the planet and everything. But we have to face reality that we done our best. We have done our best in what we could. But we simply cannot. It's not feasible. It's not physically feasible. And people who say far right and this, that, the people who usually say that, they don't really put any action behind it. They're not taking in people themselves, etc., etc., etc. It's far too much for a small country to handle, and that's just my point. That's my point, and that's what I would say. And obviously, as I say, if it's the president's house, they're going to put it into every public building in the country. Like, let's be fair, they will do it if we let them do it, I suppose. Like every courthouse, every public building, every gym, every swimming pool, everything, they take it over and they just put people in there. And it's not right. It's not right. Even though I have very little care for the president and stuff like that, to put 50 million people in his house, I wouldn't really care too much, to be totally honest with you. But it's the fact that if they are going to do to the president's house, there's no limits to what they can do. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. But obviously the person to be accommodated in the 5-star hotel in the middle of Dublin, of course, on the taxpayer's penny, of course, if you had to move out of the office there, don't worry, you'd be well looked after. Let's put it that way. Because obviously Fine Gael look after them, but anyway. Because anything that goes in front of me just signed without question, without bringing it to the Supreme Court. Obviously, there's many things the President Higgins signed into law that he should have probably checked with the Supreme Court, including the COVID lockdowns and stuff like that, but never bothered. You think he would have sent to the Supreme Court, because obviously the Supreme Court would have come back and said that it's nearly unconstitutional. It was definitely unconstitutional, but maybe in the Supreme Court, it's kind of hard to know with law and stuff like that, but it definitely was unconstitutional. A lot of the stuff they requested the people to do during the COVID. But again, never be heard of again, all forgotten, all forgiven apparently. But it's not, again, it's the fact that nothing's out of the question. That they literally could take nearly any building. That's my point. Thank you.